Hello, children. Good morning and welcome after a long time. Though our school was not closed, you all appeared for the examination, and that is the reason we could not meet for a long time. You were busy appearing in the examinations. Let us come to the examination. As far as the social studies examination is concerned, I was quite satisfied with your marks, with your performance in the examination. You have done it well. But I have seen some children, those who have submitted the paper within 1 minute and they have not scored good marks. What was the hurry? A number of times I have told you, don't hurry up to submit your paper. I have given you sufficient time. Lot of time has been given. See the paper question properly, think of the answer, and then select the correct option. But some children have done it correctly, and some children have hurried up. Those who have hurried up have scored less marks, and those who have taken sufficient time to understand and select the correct answer, they have scored good marks. Same thing goes for English literature also. That I'll tell you when I have the English literature class. The overall performance is good, not bad, but it could have been better if sufficient time would have been taken by those students, those who have submitted the paper within 1 minute. Some have submitted within 2 minutes also. 1 minute, 2 minutes. That's not the way. I have given you 30 minutes. 30 minutes is quite a long time. You should have understood it. You should have taken your own time to submit it. Otherwise, it was okay. The performance was not that bad. Now, we are having 2 days of classes. That is not 2 days. We are having 2 days. That is tomorrow only 1 day class. We are having 1 day of class, and then our school will be closed for Christmas vacation. Though yesterday I didn't take any class because I was busy with some other activity, some other job, so I could not record the class due to some unavoidable circumstances. Class could not be recorded, or doesn't matter because we are well on course. We are not lagging behind in the syllabus. Today I will be taking up natural disasters, which is in the syllabus for the annual examination. Syllabus you have already got it. I have sent the syllabus to you. Number of times it so happens that you might have seen too much of rain, and too much of rain due to which there is a lot of water logging or accumulation of water around your house or on the road in front of your house. Like this, if the rain increases, then the vast land area that gets logged with water. And like this, many areas the areas are submerged by water. Sometimes you have cyclones, very strong wind. Sometimes there is no rain at all, due to which it is completely dry. The farmers are unable to sow their crops. The farmers are unable to sow their crops, and they have to starve. Some farmers, they have to starve in case there is no rain in their area. So these things are all natural disasters. Sometimes there is an earthquake. The entire earth starts shaking. That's known as the earthquake. And due to earthquake, underneath the sea water comes over the land. That's known as tsunami. These are all natural disasters, and we'll read one by one about these disasters in this chapter. So let us see. Just a second. First of all, we'll solve these which are given in jumbled form. We'll make a meaningful word out of it. This is flood. 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 This is cyclone. 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 This is cyclone means strong wind. Landslide. LANDSLIDE. D-E, landslide. Land, L-A-N-D, land. S-L-I-D-E, slide, landslide. This is, a sort of disaster, natural disaster in which a huge mass of soil, huge mass of earth comes down from the hilltop. And this is drought. D-R-O-U-G-H-T, drought. Drought means where there is no rain, dry. This is tsunami. As I said, when the earthquake is underneath the surface of the sea, then that is known as tsunami. T-S-U-N-A-M-I. T-S-U. It starts with T. Though pronunciation is Su, it starts with T. T-S-U-N-A-M-I. Tsunami. This is blizzard. B-L-I-Z-Z-A-R-D, blizzard. These are the natural disasters. We'll read about these natural disasters one by one in this chapter. Nature sustains life on earth, but it can also cause destruction. A destruction caused by nature is called a natural hazard. A natural hazard becomes a natural disaster when it causes destruction in terms of great loss of life and property. So, a destruction caused by nature is called a natural hazard. A natural hazard becomes a natural disaster when it causes destruction in terms of great loss of life and property. The natural disasters are caused by calamities such as earthquakes, cyclones, floods, droughts, volcanic eruption and landslide. Volcanic eruption. We have read about volcano in the Down the Volcano story, isn't it? Though that is a dead volcano, there was no eruption from it, but hot lava erupt from such pits known as the volcanic eruptions. That volcano about which we have studied in Down the Volcano story, that volcano is silent, that is dormant. There is no eruption from that volcano. Now, let us see what is earthquake. Sometimes there are sudden movements under the surface of the earth. These cause strong vibrations or tremors on the surface of the earth. Shaking, vibration means shaking. Vibration or tremors means shaking, shivering. Tremors on the surface of the earth. These tremors are known as earthquakes. So, there are sudden movements under the surface of the earth. These cause strong vibrations or tremors on the surface of the earth. These tremors are known as earthquakes. If I ask you a question, what is earthquake? Then you can write this answer. Sometimes there are certain movements under the surface of the earth. These cause strong vibrations or tremors on the surface of the earth. These tremors are known as earthquakes. It is difficult to predict an earthquake. Predict means to know in advance. Predict means to know in advance when an earthquake will take place, as it occurs without any warning. An instrument called seismograph, S-E-I-S-M-O-G-R-A-P-H, seismograph, is used to record earthquake tremors. Only recording, not prediction. We cannot predict, we can only record earthquake. The magnitude or intensity of an earthquake is measured on the Richter scale. So, how is it measured? It is measured on the Richter scale. Which is the instrument which records earthquake? Seismograph records earthquake. And it is measured on the Richter scale. The place of origin of an earthquake is called the focus. Place of origin. You might have seen in the swimming pool or on a pond, if you throw a small stone, you might have seen the waves forming there. The stone hits the water and the waves start moving from that point where it has hit the water to the end of the pond, to the shore. So the shivers have come to the shore, but where is the center? Center is the point where the stone has hit the water. Similarly, earthquakes are felt here, but the focus may be center of the earthquake may be somewhere very far away from us. The place of origin of an earthquake is called the focus. The point directly above the focus on the earth's surface is called the epicenter. Actually, earthquake is taking place below the surface of the earth. So the point just above the center, above the focus, is known as the epicenter. The focus is below the surface of the earth. Point above the surface, above the focus on the surface of the earth is known as the epicenter. The Himalayan region, Japan, the Philippines is a country. The Philippines is a set of islands which form a country. The Philippines and the areas around the Pacific Ocean experience frequent earthquakes. Pacific Ocean, this is one of the oceans. Like Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean is also an ocean. So, what are the effects of earthquake? The effect of an earthquake is maximum near its epicenter. Earthquakes are very destructive. They cause great loss of life and property. They can lead to other natural disasters such as landslides and avalanche. Avalanche means huge mass of snow coming down the hill slopes is known as avalanche. Undersea earthquakes cause tsunamis, as I said. Undersea earthquakes cause tsunamis. So, there are certain precautions which have to be taken when there is an earthquake. Let us see what are the precautions. You can take the following precautions during an earthquake. Get out of your school, house or any building and move to an open area. You should never remain inside a house or inside a closed area during an earthquake. If you cannot get out of the building or house, then drop to your knees and hands, get under a desk or table and cover your head and neck with your arms, just like this. Like this. Is the desk. They have fallen down like this deliberately, purposely, and they have covered themselves underneath they have taken shelter underneath the table. If you are outside, stay away from buildings, trees and power lines. Use a staircase. Do not use a lift during and immediately after an earthquake. During and immediately after an earthquake, we should not use lift. We should use the staircase only. So this is all about earthquake. The important thing which I wanted to tell you about earthquake is two things. Number one is the instrument by which earthquake is recorded is known as seismograph. Okay, and the magnitude or intensity of an earthquake is measured on the Richter scale. It's measured on the Richter scale. Another thing that is undersea earthquakes cause tsunamis. This tsunami is given, you will hear the word tsunami a lot of time, number of times. But what is that? Undersea earthquakes. The earthquake which takes place under the surface of the sea is known as tsunami. Okay? Okay, children. After the vacations, you will get your report card and you will come to know about the marks that you have scored in all the subjects. Till then, bye bye. A very happy Christmas and New Year to all of you. Enjoy your holidays. Okay? Bye to you.